What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Starting this video with our morning walk together, but right now it is officially that time of the year where you start going through multiple shirts a day because it is officially hot, like very hot. The Georgia sun, when it's out, it comes down hard and it's about 80 degrees right now. Absolutely beautiful. If you're new here, I live in Summerhill near Georgia State, right next to the old Turner Field, which is right there. And I think it's one of the dopest parts of the city because of all the brand new real estate that was gone up. For example, these brand new townhomes just within the last 6 months or so. This one right here is actually for sale. Should I buy it? I don't know. I mean, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't, because you saw the title of this video. It is not clickbait. It's not a joke. It's for real. I will be leaving Atlanta in about 3 months. About 3 months or so, because I took an amazing opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So we have a lot to explain today, and hope you enjoy another video. Let's go. So when I moved to Atlanta about 3 years ago, it was never a long-term plan. What the specific plan was, I mean, I don't even really know. At the time, I just graduated college. I wanted to start a new life and like reinvent myself. I grew up in a suburban area, so wanted to live this big city life, live downtown in the middle of a huge city and experience the hustle and bustle and the grind nature of that. And I chose Atlanta specifically because I had some family here about 45 minutes out who I visited a couple times here and there growing up. So it felt like a natural transition, and it turned out to be that way. I've had a very fun time living here. I've met a ton of new people. I've done a bunch of new things that I wouldn't have otherwise. So if I could go back 3 years and pick whether I want to move to Atlanta again, yes, I would do the same thing over again. But in life, things change. Things change and people change, and I think I'm a much different person now than I was 3 years ago when I first came here. I feel like when I came here I was a boy, and now I feel like a man. I mean, I look so much older now than if you go back in my old videos. At the time, I just met Skylar, so I had a girlfriend, but it was nothing serious at the time. We were casually dating. I had no idea where that was gonna go. Now we're very serious. You know, we talked about the long-term plan of eventually having a family together and buying a house and being near our parents and all that kind of stuff. And part of this maturity and natural progression in life is that I kind of feel like I'm over, or at least I'm getting to be over that big city life that I wanted. And like I mentioned, I wanted it so bad and I got it, and I'm so happy that I truly lived out my dream. But now I feel like I'm ready for more peace and more quiet, more relaxation, less traffic, less noise, less crime, right? All that stuff.
Now hold up. Let me get something right off my chest. I've been meaning to read into it, time to put it to rest. Is it stress? Is it that I ain't answer your text? Don't you treat it like amnesia? You know I always forget.
I'm actually in Lilburn right now, about a half hour outside of Atlanta for Skylar's football practice. Went for her to finish up, but it was actually about 3 or 4 months ago where Skylar and I concluded in our heads that, okay, this is our last year in Atlanta. So we started thinking, where do we want to go next? Well, we were considering a couple different places. If you followed along, we've looked at apartments in Nashville as well as in Knoxville and Chattanooga. All of Tennessee is so beautiful. The rolling hills, the rolling mountains, amazing. I personally have always loved Florida, Tampa, Jacksonville, either of those two. I would already beat it up by now if Skylar hadn't lived 6 years in Florida before. I think Florida probably is my favorite state. And then other cities I've just casually looked into, like Charlotte or Asheville, North Carolina. Well, the reality is I'm not going to any of those. I'm actually going back home to Cleveland, Ohio, where I grew up, because I just accepted an offer to be the next varsity head soccer coach at my old high school. I am so pumped. I'm probably going to make a separate video in like 2 months or so regarding the soccer specific details and what all this new job entails. But long story short, I heard the position was open a couple months ago, so I reached out, and fast forward over 2 or 3 months or so, interviewed with a number of different people and got a phone call last week offering me the job, and I said yes, absolutely. I accepted on the spot. This is probably my dream job. Seriously, and I'm so grateful, and I can't even put into words how excited I am to do this, to take this opportunity, run with it, and see how it goes. This is ultimately what I want to do with my life. I've even said on this channel before that my ultimate goal in life is to become a high school varsity soccer coach. So the fact that I get to do it at my high school and where I grew up playing and had a great experience means honestly like the world to me. I'm not gonna say what school it is yet, but it is public information. If you just Google, David Quayle soccer coach, it'll probably come up. Or if you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw it there as well. But I do want to note that if you're watching this video and you're bummed that moving away from Atlanta, the good news is that I'm staying with the same company I'm working with right now. So soccer coaching, it'll take up a good amount of my time, but it's still gonna be a side job, not my full-time job. I'm staying with the same company, and I've already talked to them. They're gonna allow me to work from Ohio and come back to Atlanta as needed for when we meet in the office, meet in person. So I plan on coming back to Atlanta, say 6-7 times per year, and hopefully most of those times I can make a full trip out of it, stay for a couple days, up to a week or so, get some content, hit the old places we would used to hit up, meet the old buddies, hop around and so forth. So yes, I am moving out of Atlanta. I'm going home to Cleveland, Ohio, but I will be back as much as I can. Speaking of soccer, I'm gonna go pull Skylar out of practice because I gotta head downtown and coach a game in like, what time is it? Yeah, I gotta coach a game in like an hour and a half, so we gotta get down there.
Cause I keep trying to figure it out. Oh no, oh no. Tell me baby, what's the problem? I'm only picking up what you're putting down. You'll be tripping, I don't know what about. So what's the problem right now?
Just wrapped up a game at the East Lake location. They actually just opened up this location a couple months ago. Soccer in the streets here, and it's pretty dope spot, But we were up 4-3 at halftime, and I told my players, look, it's much harder to keep a lead and protect it than it is to come back while being down. And they're like, okay, yeah, we get it. And I explained, do you know why? It's because you get complacent, you get confident, you get cocky, you start relaxing on defense, and so forth. And they were like, okay, yeah, coach, we get it. Well, guess what? Second half starts, we go up 2 goals, we lose 5-4. Sat them down after the game and said, do you remember what I said at halftime? And they're like, yeah, we do. So good teaching points. If you're up at halftime, there's no guarantee you're going to win the game. If anything, it's the second half becomes harder while you're trying to keep that lead. But coaching here with soccer in the streets, I think if I had to pick one thing I'm going to miss the most about Atlanta is coaching with this organization, because I feel like I'm truly making a difference with these boys that I'm coaching. So yeah, I'm definitely going to miss that. One of the things I will miss the most is the view. The Atlanta skyline, in my opinion, is one of the top looking skylines in the whole country, and I've seen probably most of them. But the soccer thing wasn't the only reason that we decided to go back to Ohio. It just happened to really be just really good timing. So when we were sitting down and thinking about all the places we could go, like the other states that I mentioned, we also thought, what if we went home to where both our families are? So I'm from Cleveland, my whole family's there, my parents are there, my siblings are there, and Skylar's family is now near Columbus, which is about 2 hours from Cleveland. Here in Atlanta, she basically has no family, so she misses them a lot, and I miss my family a ton too. So it was a legitimate conversation we had, even if the soccer thing didn't exist. What if we went back home closer to our family? Because home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. That's a famous saying, and I truly live by that. Now, Ohio isn't the best place, isn't the most fun place, isn't the most picturesque. There's way more things to do here than there is in Cleveland, Ohio, but it's my home. It's my home, and it will always be my home. So just going home interests me regardless. Yes, it does. All right, headed out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. If there's one holiday of the year that I just don't understand, it's St. Patrick's Day. Why does everyone celebrate? We're not Irish. None of us are Irish. I mean, I don't understand, but gotta agree now, it's probably gonna be pretty packed out near the bell line, which is where we always go. 360, show the fit. Yeah. One thing I'm not gonna miss about Atlanta is the Uber and the parking. First of all, the Uber. When you get an Uber and you order a ride, sometimes it says, hey, it's a busier time than usual right now, the fares are a bit higher. Every single time I've got an Uber here, it said that. So the Ubers here are not cheap. And then the parking is even worse. Most places are like $8 an hour. Like $8 an hour around the popular bars minimum, and that's even if you find a spot. So it's one thing I will not miss, but overall the nightlife scene here is always a very fun time. Like I said, I'm not moving for another 3 months. Probably like mid-June I'll go back. The season starts in August, so I want like all July there to get ready. Anyways, a lot more details about the soccer stuff will come later on as we get closer. So enjoy the next 3 months of content here in Atlanta. I'm gonna try my absolute very best to crank out the best videos that I possibly can, and enjoy this last 3 months, this last ride before the next chapter in my life starts. And like I said, when that time does come, I will be back in Atlanta as much as I can throughout the year for work, since I'm staying with the same company here, just working remotely from Ohio. So I really hope you enjoyed another video today as much as I did making it. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also subscribe to my channel if you have not yet, because I drop a new video every single Monday that you don't want to miss. As always, guys, work hard, be nice to people. I'll see you guys next Monday.